Welcome back to Handmade No Hallmark. Today I've got this fun fall themed card featuring some really cute images from Hello Bluebird. I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. The first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to create my background. I wanted to kind of create my own pattern paper for the background because I didn't want this scene to fill up the entire card. So I've got a piece of Neenah Desert Storm cardstock here and some craft ink from My Favorite Things. And I'm taking some of the accessory images that come in this set, like the leaves, the pumpkin, the apple, and I'm just going to go around and stamp the background here. And I'm not worried about filling in the entire piece because I'm going to have another panel on top of it. I used my waffle flower stacked Slimline dies. I'll make sure they're listed in the description below to create all of my panels today. So again, I'm just going to go around and stamp these images down. I'm not worried about how perfect they are, you know, if they're on the page, off the page. It makes for a more fun and unique look to the card. One of my favorite things to do is to create my own pattern papers when I create cards, especially ones that have these little accessory images to kind of help build your scene. I think it's a really fun way to get more use out of your stamp sets. You can also just use these images on their own to create a fun background, put a really nice big greeting right on the front or in the center, and your card's all finished. So if you're in a hurry to get some cards made, it's a really fun way to create cards in a quick hurry. Next, I wanted to add just a little bit more interest to my background piece here. I'm just taking a little blending brush, that same craft ink, and I'm just going to go around the edges just to enhance it a little bit, add a little bit more interest, and again, just to kind of add a little bit more fun to the card. Just going to go around and ink blend that until I'm happy. I really like the way that these inks blend. I've played around with it a little bit here and there, and I really like the way that they look. And I love the fact that you can also do some ink splattering with it. It's really another fun way to add some interest, and it dries really fast, so you don't have to wait around for that to dry. But I do set it off to the side to dry while I work on my other elements of my card. So I'm going to get my little station cleaned up here, and I started putting it away, and then I realized that I wanted to do some more ink blending. I'm going to ink blend my main background panel that my critters are going to sit on, and I decided I didn't want to do any like definitive sky and ground. Like I didn't want to actually have like hillsides and do more die cutting and all those sorts of things and get out a stencil. So I just decided to do something kind of a little bit more on the simpler side. I brought out some of my Distress Oxide inks, and I'm going to ink blend just the top portion for the sky and fade it down about 3/4 of the way, and then I'm going to ink blend from the bottom. So I've got tumbled glass here and my ink blending brushes, and I'm just going to ink blend this panel. Now this is a piece of Bristol smooth cardstock that I cut using those same Slimline dies from Waffle Flower, and I'm just going to ink blend from the top down, and I'm going to bring it down so far, and then I'm going to do the same with my green, which is Rustic Wilderness, and I'm going to ink blend from the other direction, and it's going to create the illusion that it's a sky and a ground without having to go through and get out stencils and do all these other things. This card is already a lengthy process with all the coloring. I felt like it was nice to kind of simplify it and just do some ink blending. So I am going to speed this process up here. I really wish I could ink blend this fast and make it look this smooth and easy. But again, once I get this nice and blended here, I'm going to go in with the green and come up from the bottom. And again, it's going to create a really nice soft look, make it look like we've got some ground and sky. It's going to go through and add that green coming up from the bottom. And I love the way that this turned out. I really love doing these sorts of just really simple backgrounds and adding the images on top. It makes for a really quick and easy process. I'm also going to go through and add some splattering just to add some interest in the sky and in the background, make it a little bit more fun for these critters. And I did speed this process up a little bit. I forgot to turn it down when I started editing this. I'm going to add the green there and set that off to the side to dry while I work on my images. So I stamped my images using some Copic friendly ink and some Copic friendly paper. I'm going to pull out my markers today, and all of the colors that I used will be listed along the side of the screen here. I did leave in all of the coloring, so if you want to skip ahead to assembly of the card, you're more than welcome to. But if you'd like to stick around and watch me color these images, I'm going to put on some music for you, and we'll come back when we're all done. is finished with all of my images. I used their coordinating dies to cut them all out, and I'm going to stamp on the inside of my card base. So I have a Slimline card base here, and I took out a greeting from that same Friendsgiving stamp set that says grateful for you today and all year long, and I wanted to add the little turkey on the inside because he is my absolute favorite. This is the main reason I got this set, because the little turkey is just so adorable, and I wanted to add him on the inside of the card. So I just stamped that down using some chocolate ink from MFT, and then I'm going to adhere my turkey on the inside. Using some liquid glue, I'm going to adhere my turkey down on the inside of the card. And I think he's so sweet. I think he could be the focal point of a card all by himself because he's just too cute for a nice fun Thanksgiving card, or you could use him on some tags. You know, those sorts of things would be really fun. Gonna reinforce that score line there for my card, and I'm going to get my main panel all decorated with my images. So I'm just going to use some more liquid glue to attach that background piece down onto our fun pattern paper we created. I think it's super fun and cute. Love it so much. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it inside my MISTI here because I want to stamp a greeting kind of nestled in between all of my images. And you can see here, with the magic of video editing, I have them all placed in here. They're not adhered down, but it took me a really long time to get a good layout, and it was really boring. I'm telling you guys, it took me a good like 15 minutes to really decide on how to get these guys in here. So I just sped through that real quick, and this is how they're going to be laid out. And I'm going to take some more of that chocolate ink from MFT, and I'm going to stamp the greeting down that says Happy Autumn Wishes right there in the center of all of my sweet little critters. And then I'm going to go through and I am going to adhere them all down. I end up leaving it in my MISTI here, or I pull it out very carefully, excuse me, and I'm going to start adhering them down. I'm going to be using some liquid glue to adhere them all nice and flat, just so we don't have any issues with mailing. I could have popped some of them up, but I was feeling kind of a flat card today. This little raccoon is just super sweet. I love it so much. Anything with raccoons I love, and I love creating them for my sister because she had a pet raccoon for quite a few years and they loved her so much. And so anytime that I see anything with like raccoons or anything like that, I'm always thinking of her and her little raccoon named Stella. And here are these little leaves down, and I love these leaves. I love that they're all kind of like flowing in different directions, and they look like they're falling from the trees, and they're so fun. And this little basket of apples, which I think is super sweet as well. And I was kind of having a hard time getting it like lined up straight because there's no like definitive line for the ground. It's kind of wherever you want it, but I didn't want it to look really crooked. And that little mouse and the bunny I got from two different Hello Bluebird sets. So I got the little mouse from the new 9 Live set, and then the little bunny is from the Oh Christmas Tree set. So I love that you can mix and match their little critters. They go really well together, and you know, you can create really fun scenes and just kind of mix them around. I think the little bear holding the pie would be super cute for like a Christmas card too. He's bringing a nice pie for like a Christmas meal. Finished getting my leaves adhered here, and I love the way that this looks. Super fun fall festive time. Everybody coming together for Thanksgiving. You know, I'm kind of hoping that the turkey isn't the meal. I'm sure he's just tired, and that's why the fox is carrying him. At least that's what I think in my mind. Next, I'm going to go in with some Nouveau drops just to add a little bit of fun to the background, a little bit of texture and dimension. I'm just adding in some little drops, again, just to add some fun in the background. I'm going to go in with green apple, autumn red, and dandelion yellow. And again, this is completely optional. You don't have to add these in here, but I felt like I wanted to fill in a little bit, make it look a little more fun and festive. Once I had all of my little drops down on here, I realized that I didn't adhere this to my card base yet. I do that a lot. Like, I'll be in such a flow of creating my card that I totally forget that it's not on a base yet. I could leave it sit and dry and, you know, put it on later, but I really wanted to finish this card up and get it all ready to go. So I'm going to be very careful, add some liquid glue on the back of my card panel, and attach it to my card base. Very carefully so I don't smear any of those little droplets that I put down. And they won't take very long to dry because they're really small and I didn't use a whole lot of product. But I'm just going to press it down along the edges where I don't have any of that, and it'll help hold it down really well. Finally, I'm going to go in with my black glaze pen and add highlights to their little eyes, and that will finish up this card for today. I really hope you enjoyed this fun fall festive card featuring these really sweet images from Hello Bluebird. If you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting the like button as well as the subscribe so you don't miss out on any more videos here at my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you stopping by and watching the video, commenting, and liking. Again, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!
On screen, I've got a few videos that I think you'll enjoy. Consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more videos at my YouTube channel.